You're a driver, never passenger in life. And when you're ready, you won't have to try, 'cause you are the universe. And there ain't nothing you can do. If you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you. Yes, I do.
Hi, my name is Kat and welcome to Good-VibeNation, the self-coaching tool and how-to guide to getting good vibes. We're here for step 9 of the Good-VibeNation recipe, life's 4th ingredient, love. And this is the one that has helped most people. I've now seen 2 babies come onto the scene. I've danced at 3 weddings, I think now, and there's more on the cards. And yeah, brilliant. I'm so excited to be sharing this with you. This, when I wrote it as the blog in 2014, was the one that really connected with people. And because it really does require the thought of knowing that with the whole law of attraction and the whole vibration thing, that unless you are a place of love within yourself, you will not be able to match love back in the physical world. So this is really the steps to take and the help and support that I want to share with you as ideas that you might want to try out for yourself to bring love into your life. The bake section is really going to help you with this. And if you've looked at step 4 and found things to be wanting in this area, then it's really how you then go to the opposite and change your vibe around that. So this is what this is about. When I think back about how I really concentrated my energy on focusing my intentions as to what I wanted in my love life, it's quite a lot, and a lot of different tips that I used and nuggets that I picked up. So I will detail these now for you in what I can only term as how they boosted my vibe from one of flatness really, and certainly dissatisfaction and certainly disappointment, past relationships, to actually a vibration of love in order to attract my darling star. And my intention being that by delving into my own interpretation on how to wish well for love, what worked for me, is that this might bring love into your life too. Number 1 top tip is that really getting it down and important in your head is that you first need to sort out your first ingredient, you and your health, loving you in order to get love back. As annoying and self-helpy as this sounds, it is true. If you do not honour yourself, you're not going to match that vibe of love back. So to some extent too, our second and third ingredient, family and friendships, need to be in a balanced state too, or at least in one of neutrality, in order to be in a place where you attract love. Number 2, my woo list for love. So this is actually writing down, I feel cherished, my love is caring, my true love is honest, loving, kind, thoughtful, sincere, friendly, intelligent, available to be in love with me, financially independent and happy in his life and work. We share great fun. We love to see, experience and share, and we love to travel too. Number 3 is add emotion to power up the magic of attraction by listing how you might wish to feel with your love. So simply that emotions are more powerful than thoughts. They have a higher vibration, a quicker vibration. So by adding your feelings really makes the magnetics ramp up, if you get that. So for example, being with my love makes me feel truly loved. Being with my love makes me feel safe. He makes my heart burst with joy. Number 4 is be clear about what it is that you do want. So don't put down any negatives. So make sure that you put down positive phrases. So you're only writing what you do want on your list. If you're finding this a challenge and you're first dwelling on what you don't want, i.e. the negatives, then I would suggest that you note these down first in draft. So not in your recipe, just put them in a notebook and then write the opposite as a positive in your recipe. That's a classic law of attraction thing, is to write in the positive. So for example, because this used to throw me a bit, was that you wouldn't want to write something like, I don't want my love to be unfaithful or to be a workaholic. Instead, you would write for the same situation or the same wish. For example, my love and I share a pure love that will last a lifetime, and I'm grateful that my love has a balance of work and play in his life. Number 5 is check your beliefs and expectations about love. So if you've not got what you want now, can you think that everything up till now has happened in the past? The past is our history, and you can stop carrying that around in your head. You can put it down and you can decide now, that good old power of now from Eckhart Tolle, that now you can decide to draw a line under these memories and get them out of your head. You know, things that may contain sadness, anger, frustration, resentment, trauma. We've all been there, we've all had them. You can let go of your past emotional baggage so that you'll be free to be happy now and open yourself to a love-filled future. So once you let go, you are free to expect better. Believe me, that is totally a thing. So check your beliefs and expectations about love. Don't judge a potential suitor on what's happened to you in the past, but you have to deal with that, and the massive part of the bake section is about that, so check that out. So check your beliefs and expectations about love. If you've not got what you want now, can you think that everything up to now has happened in the past, which is our history? So now is the time to draw that line under it. Number 6, importantly for wishing for love, is just to believe. To have hope is a magical thing. The power of hope is that you're not closed to new opportunities. How many people do you hear that have a totally negative script? For example, you always hear them saying, oh, that will never happen. All guys or girls are not to be trusted. Just think about what you believe about people. Just examine that. You really do need to believe that brilliant people are in the world. And when you do, you will see that. Or do you believe that folk are not to be trusted? So if you believe that, then guess what? They won't be towards you. It's that vibe thing again, isn't it? Have we as a society lost the belief in the sweetness of life? How many stories do we hear about good things? Right now, I do see and fear that our media is full of the opposite to that. We do have a tendency to dwell on negative topics about how people are cheating and hating on each other and their children, when in reality, there are millions more people in the world that are being loving and kind to each other. And so just notice where your mind is set and what you're focusing on, because when you do acknowledge the good and the sweet things in life, you will be boosting your vibe. You will be raising yourself out of that dissatisfaction and disappointment into the place of hope, where you believe that someone will treat you the way that you treat them, and that someone will treat you the way that you deserve, because guess what? If you're treating them good, then you deserve good back. So don't block that by aiming low. Believe in love. Do you believe in love? How many of you that have not found your love really believe that you will? Because if you don't, if you have doubt, then that is a block, I'm afraid. You know, I remember feeling lonely and longing to meet someone who would give me what I was offering to. Because if you're reading this, I imagine that you agree with and take on board and are living, hopefully, the truth that we are in control of our thoughts. You can choose what you think and what you believe. So look at what you believe. I have learnt to believe that there is enough for everybody. I do think there is somebody for everybody. Number 7 is, like one of my favourite episodes of Friends, is have a bad feeling bonfire. So releasing the old. I found it really weird, but totally a thing and totally to be true. I was told by my dear wise friend Sarah to write down all of my past painful memories related to relationships and then burn them to release them from my memory bank. When I did this in 2008, as the embers glowed, I said that I allow myself to release all that has not been of my highest good and promise myself then to choose better for myself next time. This burning was me truly letting go. This might sound a bit out there to some, but I just find that it works for me. Maybe that was because I believed it would, but again, from the bake, the alchemy stuff, that is a thing. But hey, just be careful, right? Don't burn your house down. Number 8, take responsibility. As easy as it was to complain about things and get caught up in that mindset, we've spoken about that in step 3, the situations that had happened in my love life and how I felt, I had to actually admit that I had been the person to put myself in those unbalanced and sometimes toxic situations. I'd let myself down by ignoring my gut feelings. I did override that red flag when I did get a sense of someone not being truthful to me because they were good looking, or I did not wish at that time to be alone. I totally ignored the voice of my gut to my detriment. So do take responsibility. When you hold your bad feeling bonfire, I actually said to myself, hey, I forgive myself for not taking the best care that I could of me. I mentally drew a line in the sand underneath all that had passed and then chose to move forward, promising myself to create better next time and to now take responsibility for my own happiness. Number 9, examine your role models of love, and if you haven't got one, get one. Sadly, mine were not my parents, for it did not work for them, but I'm blessed to see unconditional love in friends and parents relationships. So get new role models. Great way to get good role models and to bring the vibration of love into your energy is to watch films, read books where true love happens, to increase your exposure to it. You know, for me, I had to put down the gossip magazines and to lessen the sort of chat shows where drama prevails, because I found that what we focus on and give our attention to is what we'll see showing up in our own lives, which is why when I gave up complaining as much as I did, I found weirdly that I grew bored of reading drama-filled magazines and watching soap operas or anything that was full of a slanging match. Number 10, play the dreaming game, which is my absolute favourite. When you were young, do you remember drifting off to sleep with your dreams about holidays or what Santa or your birthday may bring? So what plays on your mind each night now as you go to sleep? Is it, you know, work or worries? I found to instead consciously make myself to let my thoughts be set on what I did want. And so it's a really good thing to do as you get cozy in bed. So if your mind is in a bit of a buzz mode right now, get a notebook, scribble down your to-do list and all the things that are playing on your mind. But by getting them down on paper will allow you some headspace to begin to imagine what it is you do want. So picturing in your mind date nights that you'll have, what you'll be doing each week with your love, birthdays, where you might be and what you wish to see. I promise you this works. It's not only a lovely thing to do each night to ease feelings of being alone, it does work. In 2012, I had angel bumps all over and felt quite spun out really when my star took me as a surprise to Rome for my 30th birthday. He had no idea that prior to meeting him I dreamt of being there with my love so many times. So as you drift off to sleep, build up pictures of what you want and where you wish to be with your love, including the following details to build the full picture. What you'll find is that the more you can build the picture, it does imprint the desires on your subconscious mind, which is what rules our attraction and creates the magic. So really give that a go with some colours, smells and sounds. It really works to increase the energy of what you want. Number 11 is really important, but in the alchemy of the physical state from the bake section, you will know that it's important to actually make space for someone in your life. And this, you know, it does sound a bit out there, but it's true. There's an old adage that says that nature abhors a vacuum. So if you act as though you're already in a relationship by trying the following things, you are putting out a vibe of being with someone, and so nature will fill this void. A really popular one that I picked up and it worked for me was to make room for his or her things. So when your love does visit you, where will their things go? Can you make some room in your wardrobe or have a spare drawer in your room? This is really fun to do. And also with your time, if you're not in a relationship, it's a good idea to make evenings to date yourself. Do what you want, take yourself to somewhere you want to go, because it's, again, bringing that space into your life, that energy to flow into. Number 12 is to name and characterize them. Mr. Amazing, Mr. Wonderful, Miss Gorgeous, Miss Beautiful, whatever works for you. Mine was Mr. Gillette after loving the advert for years and being set on a solid jaw. This might sound odd, but trust me, naming them really does keep you focused on the vibe of what you want in order to bring that to you. So a photo or a picture of the type of character you're wishing for, I do believe helps too. I had a snap of Mr. Darcy up in my relationship corner of my room for 7 months until Stars showed up. And obviously I quickly hid it when he came by, but I chose Mr. Darcy since I wished for a true gent, someone with a sincerely generous and upright nature, but, you know, somebody not a pushover and somebody that would actually be respectful. So that was mine. But just think about what works for you. Thanks so much for listening. I really, really wish you well for wishing well for this part of your life, and to have followed from step 6, the parts about getting yourself right and your family and your friends, and really being able to be at a place where you can feel like you are loving yourself and therefore see that match back in the world to you. And thank you so much for listening. As we say here at Good-VibeNation, George, to always see the sunshine that is in your life, as still as still as still.
The secret weapon isn't secret anymore.